Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hodge, this is Dr. Mendeville.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, and so can everyone present.
Thank you.
Can you check your phone?
Good evening. The time is now 7 o'clock p.m. We are reconvening this meeting. For the safety of our entire community, Tempe Union continues to practice social distancing. We are limited as to the number of people we are able to seat in the boardroom, but members of the public are attending in our meeting in person. We are also streaming this meeting live on the district's YouTube channel. Welcome, everyone. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence. Pledge of Allegiance will be done by Vice President Barraza, followed by a land acknowledgement by Dr. Mendeville. If we can please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance
Thank you.
Tempe Union High School District acknowledges that our community of schools is located on the ancestral lands of the Akmal Atum and Peeposh indigenous peoples who have inhabited these lands since time immemorial. With this land acknowledgement, the district formally recognizes that the traditional care and keeping of these lands by indigenous peoples allow us to be here today.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mendeville. All right, next on our agenda, we'll have a report from our superintendent, so I'll throw it back to you.
Thank you, President Garcia and Vice President Barraza, members of the board, and our executive team members, viewing and listening audience, and those who are present in person in our boardroom. It's nice to see people in our boardroom for a change, and I know you're separated, whatever distance that may be right now, but I'm just thrilled that you're here celebrating today with us. We have some wonderful acknowledgments to make in my report. The arts programs at 2 different Tempe Union schools were formally recognized by the Arizona Department of Education's Arts Department for outstanding performances. Each school received a special certificate and a letter of recognition. Marcos Denise's dance program, led by Ms. Talia Remmer, was recognized for a recent performance that had ADE representatives in attendance. The recognition noted that the dance performances were outstanding and the cross-collaboration between districts that had fees college prep from Tempe L students in attendance was to be commended. Ms. Talia Remmer, are you in the room? Well, if you're listening out there, thank you for the wonderful presentation. I've heard from a number of family members who were present, and it was an awesome experience for our families. Secondly, we have our very own Tempe High Miss Jill Osborne, who leads the orchestra and mariachi program. She was also recognized for its most recent concert. ADE representatives attended the event and shared that it was obvious how devoted the students were to Miss Osborne and to Tempe High. They noted that the emphasis on student voice, culturally inclusive practices, and cross-disciplinary collaboration was remarkable. If you haven't heard them, they have outstanding voices. And Miss Jill Osborne is in the room, so let's give her a little round of applause. To quote State School Superintendent Kathy Hoffman, arts programs are not just nice to have, they are an essential part of a well-rounded education system. Arts education fosters critical thinking skills, improves overall academic performance, and sparks creativity. In short, we need the arts, we need the arts, we need the arts to ensure students realize their full potential. So again, congratulations to both of these fine educators, Ms. Jill Osborne and Ms. Talia Remmer. Thank you. We're not done yet, though. Just prior to starting the meeting, we had our wonderful business partner. We've been partners for, I think, a good 20 years, at least 2 decades, with Landings Credit Union. And they are here today to honor a few of our employees, actually a good number of them who are in this room today. But like so many of the things that had to be canceled in 2020, Landings Credit Union was forced to cancel its annual I'm Invested program, where Tempe Union employees nominate a coworker for some very well-deserved recognition. To make up for what didn't happen last year, this year our partners at Landings selected 8 Tempe Union employees, 2 in each category for special recognition. But for the rest, I'm going to ask that Brian Lee, the president and CEO of Landings, come forward along with Harvey and Tony Isom. If you want to join your boss, who happens to be a pretty good golfer, I hear.
All right, move this up. Thank you, Dr. Mendeville. Thank you, President Garcia and Vice President Barraza and distinguished board for the opportunity to be here tonight. This truly is one of my favorite parts of my job, is to not only honor the awardees tonight, but also to read through all the nominations that we received and see all the amazing things that your teachers are doing. The I'm In Awards are a collaborative effort between Landings Credit Union and Tempe Union High School District to recognize and highlight the outstanding efforts and impact that your staff makes in the classroom, within their schools or departments, and in the community. This year, we received a record number of nominations for these 4 awards. So many that we selected 2 in each category. From orchestra directors to librarians to athletic assistants, the dedication and passion of every faculty member nominated was remarkable. With so many deserving people to choose from, these 8 recipients truly represent some of the best educators and leaders in the Tempe Union High School District. To start us off, the I'm Influential Award recognizes an employee who exhibits leadership, inspires others to take pride in their work, and significantly impacts others with their actions. Our first awardee tonight is Christy Bridger from McClintock High. As the English department leader at McClintock High School, Christy has not only fostered a positive, energetic atmosphere within her team, but also for every student and staff member she interacts with across campus. Her fellow English teachers described her as the most gracious and kind department leader and their cheerleader, mentor, and moral support. She is an extraordinary problem solver and leads and supports her team along with unwavering dedication to student achievement. Christy, please come and receive your award. All right, our second awardee for the I'm Influential Award tonight is Melinda Coronado from McClintock High. Melinda Coronado, the school counseling department chair at McClintock High School, collaborates with her students on future action plans and goes above and beyond to connect with parents who are primarily Spanish speakers. She is also the assistant cheer coach, dedicating extra time to both train her cheerleaders and to support each team's athletes. A fellow educator said, "Every campus needs a Melinda Coronado on their side, a quiet but powerful, influential educator whose goal is student success by any means necessary." Congratulations, Melinda. All right, moving on to our second award, we have the I'm a Shining Star Award. This is for exceptional performance by an employee with 3 years or less of service in the Tempe Union High School District. This person is a valuable member of their team, always strives to learn and do more, demonstrates pride in all they do, and has made a positive impact during their time of service. Our first awardee tonight is Haley Newton from Tempe High. So this is Haley's second year as a history teacher at Tempe High School. Despite being new to the department, she has already created such inventive and engaging lessons that a fellow teacher submitted them to be models for the entire district. Her peers said, "When I asked for teachers to work on curriculum development, Haley produced innovative lessons that included interactive gallery walks, digital notebooks, video projects, and more." In the first year of her career, she became the Black Student Union Advisor and Drama Club Director, providing unique and life-changing opportunities for her students. She obtained a grant to have a cast member from Hamilton, the musical, teach the drama students choreography from the Broadway play, and invited guest speakers from historically Black colleges and universities to her club meetings. The most recent guest from Tennessee State University was so impressed by the club that he extended full-ride scholarships to all of our Black Student Union seniors who earned a 3.6 GPA or higher. Congratulations. All right, our next awardee is Melissa Molina from the district office. Melissa has been a bus aide for the past 2 years with the school district. She will take on any job, big or small, to help out her students or fellow staff members, including painting the transportation lounge, offices, hallways, and restrooms, making sure employees have all the supplies available to them as needed, assisting with laundry, trash pickup, ensuring areas are clean and well-maintained, making sure the district fleet cars are well-maintained, cleaned, and gas tanks are full of gas. That's a lot of work. During the height of the pandemic, Melissa graciously volunteered to distribute school lunches to families in need. She has increased staff morale and pride in their working environment. Congratulations. All right, moving on to our third award is the I'm Distinguished Service Award. This is for exceptional performance by an employee with 10 plus years of service with the Tempe Union High School District. This employee shows pride in their work, continually goes above and beyond in their position, is a leader in their area, and is dedicated to the district and community. Our first awardee tonight is Candace Reeve from Tempe High. Candace teaches chemistry at Tempe High School and coaches the boys' tennis and girls' basketball teams. Students know they will be prepared for college after being in Miss Reeve's class. Perhaps her greatest impact at the school is running Buff Boot Camp, which is a boot camp that welcomes incoming freshmen. Students receive their class shirts, take part in a pep assembly, and go on tours led by student leaders. It is a fun and worthwhile day to the freshmen, with attendance increasing tremendously every year. She even created a virtual version for students when school was online. Congratulations, Candace. Our next awardee for the I'm Distinguished Service Award is for Nicole McGraw from Corona del Sol. Nikki has worked in the district for 27 years as an educator and is a graduate of Tempe High. She now teaches Algebra 1 and 2 at Corona. She serves as department chair and is a rare and invaluable resource to new and veteran teachers alike. Year after year, students enter her class nervous and leave with excitement. Another colleague shared that leading district scores while teaching students with learning disabilities is a testament of her skills. Over the years, Nikki has influenced thousands. New students look forward to her classroom after hearing recommendations from parents, siblings, or friends. Congratulations, Nikki. All right, finally, we have our I'm Extraordinary Award. This is for the employee that consistently goes above and beyond their assigned responsibilities to ensure a project or activity happens. They give exceptional support to others and show dedication to students and staff. Our first awardee tonight is Emily Kroll from Corona del Sol. Emily is the English department lead at Corona del Sol. She is an extremely thoughtful and thorough teacher. She even occasionally uses specific music or lighting in the classroom to keep lessons engaging. Her nominator said that Emily isn't daunted by a challenge. Instead, she sees teaching as an extraordinary vocation. In all her endeavors, Emily is exceptional. She defines the word extraordinary. She sends regular communication with her department called English Matters, which delineates noteworthy issues, but also provides links to professional development and strategies teachers can implement in their classrooms. Congratulations. And last but certainly not least, we have our final winner tonight for the I'm Extraordinary Award is Hannah Fishbeck from Desert Vista. So Hannah is a PE teacher and the varsity dance line coach at Desert Vista. In addition to coaching this highly competitive dance team, she teaches and choreographs for 5 different dance classes throughout the day. She is constantly creating dance routines that integrate technology and communication that allow for seamless student achievement. During the past year, Hannah also worked closely with our special education department to include students with disabilities to participate in her class. She goes out of her way to make the class developmentally appropriate for these students. Congratulations, Hannah. And once again, I appreciate the opportunity to work with the district with these awards, and congratulations to all the awardees and all the nominees as well. Thank you.
Thank you. But we don't want you to leave quite just yet. We would like to do a photo with our principals, and then, of course, landings, and then governing board members. If we can come up maybe to the front area or the side, which would be How about right here, and we just kind of form in, because you guys are up front anyway. Is that a better spot, or what do you think? Okay, because you're going to be taking the photo. All right, governing board.
I take Megan's lead.
She's not listening to me.
I'm like, look,
Before we continue with the rest of the agenda, those of you who wish to celebrate your recognition elsewhere, you're more than welcome to do that. You're more than welcome to stay as well. So have a great rest of your evening. Ms. Hodge, Member Hodge, are you on the phone?
Yes, I am.
Okay, great. We just want to make sure you're there. Can you hear us well?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next we will go on to public comment. Dr. Mandeville, do we have public comment?
Yes, we do. I'd like to call Amy Beeman forward.
Hi. First of all, I just want to say what a great night to come to celebrate teachers. Anybody who knows me knows I'm all for the teachers, so it was nice to see that. Last time I spoke to the board, kind of speaking on the same thing, even if you don't feel there's a reason, there is some issues going on with optics, and we need to pay attention to that. So one thing I wanted to talk about was a study done by the University of Chicago. And so this is kind of regarding learning loss that happened during COVID and everything. But not just learning loss. I mean, there's a lot of things socially wrapped up in well-being, mental health, that kind of thing. So they had done a study, and they saw that 65% of the students cited that education was extremely important to their identity, which I know for my son it really is. 46% felt that the pandemic had made their ability to pursue their educational and career goals had made it more difficult, and they felt like they had challenges ahead. And they felt like it was going to be detrimental to the health and well-being as they pursued their careers. Many parents want to know how Tempe Union High School District plans to address issues such as these. Instead, we've had a lot of time the last two meetings that have been spent primarily discussing SRO resolutions that seem to be stemmed from a collaboration of two board members and perhaps personal agendas. And I would like to implore, even if you don't think there's an optics issue, there really is, before deciding things, take temperature of the parents and what really the goals are, and staff, because I know it was upsetting to a lot of staff members. One thing that's really problematic right now is that we're continuing to fail the kids in their education. My understanding is, and I have some friends who've had students that are unvaccinated and they're required to quarantine after exposure. In Arizona, 5 unexcused absences, you can be turned in for truancy as a parent. 18 days excessive absences, whether it's excused or not, is considered problematic. So what are we doing for these kids? A lot of people went to the Tempe Town Lake Art Fair. I'm sure they were exposed, but when you have singled out, you're just going to do unvaccinated kids, and you're going to make them sit out whether they're sick or not or anything, and you're getting them in that excessive dangerous category of attendance. And I really would like you to consider that. And I know I don't know everything about it, but if you really would kind of let us know what your direction and thoughts on that, so we don't incur more learning loss as well as mental issues.
Thank you, Amy.
All right, next we have a consent agenda. May I have a motion for a consent agenda, please?
Yes, Mr. President, I move to approve a consent agenda items G1 through, pardon me.
19,
I'm sorry?
G19.
G19, thank you, my computer.
Thank you so much, Vice President Barraza. May I have a second, please?
I second it.
Yes.
Forget Hodge.
Thank you so much, Member Hodge. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Member Hodge, your
Yes,
vote?
aye.
Thank you.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. Next, we have board policies. Policy IC, school year with first reading and adoption. Dr. Mendeville?
Thank you, President Garcia. This is at the recommendation of ASBA and has been reviewed by legal counsel and with the executive team. House Bill 2862 amended statutes 15801, 15901, and 151021, and repealed section 15861 and added new statute. These changes focus on school instructional time as required by state statute. The governing board held 2 public meetings, and the district's instructional time model was adopted on September 15th, 2021. And what this policy does is just convey that. The language in IC actually puts into fruition the changes of legislation into this policy. And we are in compliance with the instructional minutes and time in our calendar school year. Administration recommends the approval of this in a first read.
All right, Dr. Mendeville, thank you so much. Board members, any thoughts, comments, or questions on this item? Hearing none, seeing none. All right, I move approval of H1. May I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Thank you so much. All those in favor say aye.
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 Thank you so much, Member Hodge. Any opposed? All right, motion passes 5-0. Next, we have H2, Policy IJ, Instructional Resources and Materials for First Reading and Adoption. Dr. Mendeville?
Thank you. Yes, policy IJ talks about textbooks, but in today's world, we have supplemental resources, and what this does is it's just basically a recommendation from ASBA around let me pull it up on my computer so I can see it. Where we talk about textbook, we define printed instructional materials as we would expect, but also the amount of digital content that we are now using related to printed or non-printed instructional materials. We, in our adoptions of curriculum, as part of our adoption, we're now including the use of digital material with our textbooks. In addition to that, We just wanted to clarify some language when parents or families do request in writing if they want or have concerns around particular curriculum. From time to time, we do have that request, and this is the process that the legislature indicates we must follow, which we have followed for years. Put it in writing and specify the materials to be reviewed.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Mandeville. Board members, any thoughts, comments, or questions on this item? All right, hearing none, seeing none, I move approval of H2. May I get a second, please?
I second.
Thank you so much. All those in favor say aye.
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 Thank you so much, Member Hatchett. Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Next, we have H3, Policy IJJ, Textbook and Supplementary Materials Selection and Adoption for first reading and adoption. Dr. Mandeville.
Thank you. And yes, again, just like IJ, this is talking about supplemental materials. And we use a lot of supplemental materials that are also digital. And so it's just extending the language so we're consistent with this, with supplemental books and materials. And again, Teaching and Learning has also made the recommendation when we do make selections that the textbook committee taking into consideration not just the varied interests of our students and the abilities and learning styles, but to make sure that we are looking at equity, inclusion, and diversity in our material. And that goes in tandem with our goals and objectives for the district and our core values and beliefs. Administration recommends this approval in one reading.
All right, thank you, Dr. Mandeville. Board members, thoughts, comments, or questions on this item? All right, hearing none, seeing none, I move approval of H3. May I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Thank you so much. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, motion passes 5-0. Next, we have H4, Policy IMB, Teaching About Controversial Sensitive Issues for first reading and adoption. Dr. Mandeville.
Thank you. And again, this is ASBA's policy review and recommendation. It's been looked at by the executive team and legal counsel. The proposed revisions to this policy are recommended by Teaching and Learning Department. And let me open that up so we can do that here. Much of the original language that had been approved by the legislature and that was later found to be not following the proper legislative rules and in committee to pass them. So we're just cleaning up the policy and highlighting the fact that our teachers strive to instruct students in the principles and techniques of the inquiry process. Good teaching happens when we have students inquire and ask questions. Also in H, you'll see that teachers should have students identifying, comparing, and evaluating multiple perspectives about a topic. And that's in tandem also with promoting the 21st century learning skills, which we're very proud to be a part of.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mandeville. Board members, thoughts, comments, or questions on this item? All right, I do have a question. So with this policy in particular, because the legislature, after everything was obviously structured on this is impacted, considering that I imagine that they're going to revisit it, is it more appropriate to wait and table this?
There are a lot of options. One is that we could do that. Second, we could, because the initial recommendations provided by ASBA were in tandem with what the legislation wanted. When that was discovered to be unconstitutional, that was removed, and so we have this version. There may be some additional language coming in this legislative session. It's hard to predict that, but the same process that the legislatures took to pass it originally is not going to fly in this session either. So they will have their work to do from that angle. We could table it if that's the wish of the board.
Board Member Montero.
Just want to echo President Garcia's point, just given the language and how similar it is to what the original statutory requirement was, and will likely be revisited. And if we don't want to table it, I could say we could just approve the rest without bullet point H, and approve the rest of the policy, because that just seems like it's just cleaning up the policy. So I don't see a problem with that. But that's up to the rest of the board.
Board members, any thoughts, comments, questions? Vice President Barraza.
If clarification for tabling would provide clarification, then I wouldn't see how, I wouldn't see it as a problem. I'm sure this, again, will come back up for vote.
Yeah, we have options here because there were a lot of revision recommendations made that were removed. So now we're back to square one. We just took it upon ourselves to maybe strengthen and clean up the language in the original. So we can take that position and approve the other three. By not approving this doesn't change our practices. So I would be fine with either way.
Okay. Vice President Barraza.
What's the effect of tabling versus putting it through a first read and then having those discussions with you and bringing it back for the second reading? The original process is what's the?
I think we're being kind and we're allowing the legislative process, should that be a priority in this session, that they bring this up and try to amend what was provided prior to this recommendation when it talks about I think the original language was more around not making people feel uncomfortable because of their race and ethnicity and all of that, which is what we don't do anyway. So it seemed unnecessary. So they may want to address that again in this legislative session. I don't think that's the best use of their time, but I'm not in the legislature. So.
Member Montero.
I think with that, because I think we can still, the changes beyond bullet point H, still taking those recommendations from teaching and learning and approving that tonight. Because if we table this, I mean, it's still going to have to come back, whether it be the next meeting or, the January or February meeting. And if we approve this without bullet point H and we need to come back to it based on what passes out of the legislature, then we can do that.
Yeah, and I'm fine with that. Just going from A through G, remove H, but keep all the other edits.
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
All right. Any other questions? Otherwise, I'll move for approval. Yeah. All right. I move for approval of IMB, policy of IMB as amended without the H section. May I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you so much. Any additional discussion? All right. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, motion passes as amended, 5-0. Next, we have business services, ratification and reclassification of ADM growth stipend first payment and approval of engagement stipend second payment. Dr. Mendeva.
Thank you, President Garcia, Vice President Barraza, members of the board. What this is the Budget Advisory Committee last spring made a recommendation on some residual dollars that were available that they recommended we use for to provide to our teachers, and because these were some of the just residual dollars that didn't have a target purpose for. And so initially the Budget Advisory Committee made the recommendation to tie some of the, tie the dollars to ADM growth as an incentive for our teachers to, since we're embarking on a brand new year after coming from a pandemic, and so to get kids motivated. So Dr. Wilson presented back in May, I believe, of what that would look like, and I believe it was a very noble effort on our teachers and our administrative team's part to rally the forces with our families to get them registered. And actually, there was a lot of good that came out of that. The bottom line is that we did not reach the goal. They were lofty goals. We did not meet them, and that is okay. So first payment was dispersed in the fall, and the second payment will be in February. However, we need to ratify and reclassify what we're going to do next, because I have no intentions of recommending that we do not provide these incentive stipends to our teachers and staff, or our teachers. And so we are suggesting we call it an engagement stipend, and have a second payout in February for all eligible staff. We have promoted, not just in my convocation, but throughout the year, is the need and the importance for engagement with our students and with one another. And so this just makes more sense so that we do this properly for the rest of the year.
Thank you, Dr. Mendeville. Board members, any thoughts, comments, or questions? Member James?
So just to clarify, they will be getting this stipend in February. There's not do this for the stipend. They're going to get a stipend.
Member James, there are no hoops.
That's what I'm asking. Yes, okay.
It's not a hoop, but our teachers try every day to engage and be present to their students, and they just need to do that continuing through the year.
Right. Yeah, because they've definitely earned more than more than this, and so yes, there should be no strings, no hoops, and definitely just approve the stipend.
Member Montero?
I had same question as Member James. Just wanted to echo, and kind of just saying, because our teachers have had a really tough year. We've all had a tough year. And hopefully this is kind of that step to also just show that appreciation. When we're talking about academic achievement and engagement, really making sure that we're focusing on taking care of our teachers to make sure that they both feel and are supported, especially in their mental health and social emotional wellness, because if we can take care of that and try to avoid, and taking care of their well-being, I think that all of that will follow. So just wanted to have that on the record.
Yeah, and I want to echo that as well, because we can see the mental health carrying through and going to our students and their success and achievement. My only question is, just to clarify, this is all staff, not just teachers, correct?
Eligible staff.
Eligible staff, okay.
Which means mostly our certified folks, I believe. Am I correct in saying that? This is all eligible staff. Does that include all staff? Correct. Thank you.
So there's.
Thank you for that clarification.
I just wanted to make sure.
I'm confusing the IPIP performance pay dollars with this, so I apologize. You are correct.
I just wanted to make sure. Thank you. Any additional questions or comments?
Well, can you guys hear me? I just want to say, I echo what my board members are saying. This has been a tough time for our teachers. I just want to make sure they are appreciated for everything, not just the teachers, all staff.
Correct.
Found from the top to the bottom. So thank you so much for doing this. That's it.
Thanks so much, Member Hodge. All right. At this time, I move approval of I-1. May I have a second?
I'll
Mr.
second.
Go ahead, Sarah.
I'll second approval.
Thank you so much. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, motion passes 5-0. Next, we have new business, J1, proposed revision number 2 to 2022 Governing Board meeting calendar. Dr. Mendeville?
Thank you. Yes, this is the new proposed board meeting schedule for the 22-23 school year. And it's weird to say that because just next month is going to be 2022. But we're recommending to remove February 16 and September 7 from the board meeting schedule.
Thank you, Dr. Mendeville. Board members, thoughts, comments, or questions on this item? Vice President Barraza?
Unfortunately, we just won't be able to sing happy birthday to board member Montero because of the striking thing. But I think we'll be fine. We can do it on the
Something tells me
following
there'll be
day.
an early or a later birthday singing, so.
He's not missing out on his happy birthday. Any other thoughts, comments, or questions on this item? All right. I move approval of J1. May I have a second?
I second.
Thank you so much. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, motion passes 5-0. Next, we have K1, financial report through December 1st, 2021. This is for informational only. And finally, we have communications from the governing board. Who would like to go first? Vice President Barraza.
I'll be quick. I just would like to acknowledge our donations, gifts and donations from our community. We have quite a lot to finish up the year, but I feel that it's very important. I'd just like to thank TNT Charities for $4,000 to Marcos Denisa. We have the Aztec Home Run Club given to Corona del Sol, $10,968.68. Tempe Union High School District from the Ironman Foundation is getting $1,300. The Buffalo Foundation is making multiple donations, 2 of them, well, all to Tempe Union, or Tempe High School, in the amount of $1,000 for one donation, $1,000 for another donation, and $500 for another donation, all to Tempe High. The Thunderbirds Foundation is also giving 2 donations to Tempe High School, both in the amount of $1,000 each. Belinda Chao at Corona del Sol is giving $400 to Corona, the high school. Desert Vista, Andrea Woogworth is giving $100 to Desert Vista. Ziyang Li, Desert Vista, $65, and also a $10 donation to Desert Vista. We have anonymous $10 donation to Marcos Denisa. Brett Nunn at Corona, giving $15 to Corona del Sol, an anonymous donor, $15 to Marcos Denisa. And we have Trisha Rothery to Desert Vista, giving $24. We really appreciate that. On top of that, I have the boosters, Mountain Point band boosters to Mountain Point are providing 2 5x18 heavy-duty vinyl outdoor banners, each estimated, or total estimated value at $3,000. Thank you so much to the boosters. The financial marketing services to Desert Vista are providing canvas, photo paper, face masks, and other stuff valued at $1,000. The Lady Pride basketball boosters are providing to Mountain Point Rubu Smart TV HDR 58-inch TVs valued at $400. And we have Beth Lyon giving to Desert Vista Lazy Boy recliner valued at $300. These donations mean a lot to our school district and most importantly to the teachers and the kids that are participating in these programs. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. We all really appreciate it.
Thank you so
That
much.
is all I have.
Yeah, thank you, Vice President Barraza, and thanks for recognizing all of our community support. All right, board members. Member James.
Thank you. It was really wonderful to see everybody, all the teachers recognized tonight. And I had the fortune of hearing the orchestra concert that Jill Osborne was being recognized for. And it was really impressive. The Ballet Folkloreo group danced. And they're hoping to make that a class next year. There's a lot of interest, and they were spectacular. The mariachi program is huge. And so it's just wonderful to see so much going on at the school and how beautifully Jill leads her students. I also got to see the play at Marcos Denisa. It was fantastic. Mr. McChesney is incredible. Those students were fabulous. And I got to take my own kiddos to that play, and they loved it. They had a great time. So I know there are a lot of performances going on. I wish I could go to all of them. Our schools have incredible productions. So congratulations to all our teachers that are working hard to put on these performances for our families. And I know how great it feels after a performance. So I'm sure students are flying high. And then finally, we got to celebrate our National Merit semifinalists the other night, which was exciting. They're incredible students, and I look forward to seeing what they do in the future.
Thank you so much, Member James. Member Montero?
Thank you. First, just want to echo Member James's point about all the events going around on our district. I tried to get to as many as I could, so I was able to get to the Marcos play as well as the Tempe High Orchestra concert with Member James and Max. Also had the chance last night to go to the McClintock Choir concert with President Garcia. So want to thank Katie Garrick for all she does for her students. She does amazing, and I know that was a lot to put that on, and there was an amazing crowd, and everyone enjoyed it. Also wanted to congratulate all of our National Merit semifinalists. We had the chance to attend that reception with all of the other board members and district administration. And also just wanted to wish a happy holidays and restful break for all of our students and staff. Being this the last board meeting of the year, just kind of reflecting on the year that we have had, and it's been a tough one, but we've done a lot of good things, and I want to reflect kind of on what I mentioned several board meetings ago about the sentiment we always carry around in this district about being one family, a family of schools, and I know that through all the challenges that we have faced this year and will continue to face, that we carry that sentiment with one another, and I think that is what makes this district the best district in the state. So that's all I have.
Thank you so much, Member Montero. Member Hodge?
Yes, I don't know if you guys can hear me, so I'm going to be very, very brief.
Yes.
Just want to thank you to all the teachers who won their awards today. They got honored. Also was at the orchestra event with Jill Osborne. Phenomenal. Loved the fact that she ran in the Rocky. That was probably about the best, coolest thing I've ever seen. Good luck. I hope she did well on her run. She had a 32-mile run she was doing. So good luck on that. I can't remember exactly how many miles she was doing, but good luck on that. Had a chance to go by the arts. Tempe High School had they had like an arts fair on Saturday, and it was really cool to go and watch our Tempe High students do for Susie's Foundation a project. So it was nice to see that. I just want to wish the National Merit honorees. I was there. Congratulations. Want to wish all the district teachers, staff, faculty, all my board members, and the superintendents and the executive team a happy holidays. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Member Hodge. All right, and I'll wrap it up. Got to go with a lot of events with the fellow board members, but they talked about, but I wanted to highlight Flynn Scholar semifinalists that were announced in November, and we didn't have a chance to recognize them. So I wanted to take a moment to recognize Isaac Khan from Desert Vista, Kalaya Montañez from Tempe High School, and Rebecca Salas from Desert Vista. This is a very competitive scholarship, and the finalists are the ones who get elected get full rides to any of the three in-state universities, on top of getting an opportunity to study abroad, and it's just an incredible scholarship. And so props to all of them for standing out in the crowd, because it is a tough one to do. So congratulations to everyone. And then also wanted to recognize, we had the East Valley Massing of the Colors yesterday, and wanted to thank Major Ford for his work there and bringing in together all the different branches of the military, and also for thanking Arizona Supreme Court Justice Montgomery for coming and being the keynote speaker for the event, and also for Marcos de Niza choir and band for performing at the event and hosting. So thank you all so much, and I won't keep us here longer, so I will move to the next item, which is update from Superintendent and Executive Team.
Thank you, President Garcia. I want to acknowledge something that happened, and we don't tout our own we don't give accolades sometimes because we're all very proud, but I want to acknowledge our President, Garcia, who was given a certificate for Leader of Leaders from the school board partners. And the school board partners is a organization that really helps school board members learn the role and learn their job and inspire and support diverse thinking, and because we represent a diverse student body and workforce. But I think it's important to say that they also look very closely at being conscientious around anti-racist leaders for change in cities across the country. And it just holds true to what we believe in this district, that all of our students bring value, all of our families bring value and importance to our classrooms and to our spaces for learning here at the district office. And we're very proud of the work that everyone has done and prioritized, the executive team, our principals, and the diversity not just in race, but in the diversity of thought and ideas is what makes our district, I think, very, very special. And so we need to continue that mission. But I wanted to honor, or at least recognize, Brian Garcia for the award that he received. So yay to that, okay?
Thank you, Dr. Mandeville, and I just want to appreciate school board partners. They do phenomenal work in helping and kind of prompting those analyses and thinking about things in different ways, and ultimately supporting our students and their investment in our community. So thank you. Is there any additional communications? All right, it looks like we're all ready to go. Our next regular meeting is January 12th, 2022. Hope everyone has happy holidays. May I move to adjourn? May I have a second?
I'll second.
Thanks so much. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Thank you so much, everyone. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.